A few months ago, I watched my very first Wes Anderson film in the Grand Budapest Hotel, and let's be honest, I had a really good time watching that movie. So today I'm very excited to watch the Royal Tenenbaums and continue experiencing a little bit more of Wes Anderson's filmography. I don't know anything about the movie except that it has an amazing, amazing cast. So I'm sure we're in for a stylistic treat that'll be very entertaining. I expect to laugh a bit today. If you're ready to laugh with me, then let's experience the Royal Tenenbaums for the very first time. Also, I have no idea if I'm saying Tenenbaums correctly. It's a book. That's visual. I don't know what to look at. Now I do. Ah, mouse. Welcome to the prologue of this book/movie.
Royal Tenenbaum bought the house on Archer Avenue in the winter of his 35th year.
That's definitely Alec Baldwin's voice.
Are you getting divorced?
At the moment, no.
Is it our fault?
No.
Oh no.
Obviously.
I'm gonna guess that kid on the right grows up to be Ben Stiller.
They were never legally divorced.
Thank you for that.
Their education was her highest priority. She wrote a book on the subject.
I'm sure she did. Family of Geniuses.
As Tenenbaum had since elementary school taken most of his meals in his room, standing up at his desk with a cup of coffee to save time.
This is so unhealthy. I love it. I hope he's very successful when he grows up. Or now, as it may be.
Dalmatian mice, which he sold to a pet shop in Little Tokyo. He started buying real estate in his early teens.
Hold it, Chazzy. Hold it right there.
What are you doing? You're on my team.
There are no teams.
He's a turncoat.
Ah!
The BB was still lodged between two knuckles in Chaz's left hand.
Oh no.
Adopted at age 2. Her father had always noted this when introducing her.
This is my adopted daughter, Margot Tenenbaum.
That's so messed up.
She was a playwright and won a Braverman grant of $50,000 in the 9th grade.
Wow.
She and her brother Richie ran away from home one winter and camped out in the African wing of the public archive. They shared a sleeping bag and survived on crackers and root beer. 4 years later, Margot disappeared alone for 2 weeks and came back with half a finger missing.
Ah! The glove. Stop.
Had been a champion tennis player since the 3rd grade.
Okay, different kind of genius.
He kept the studio in the corner of the ballroom.
Dang. The
But he
creative
failed to
child.
develop as a painter. On weekends, Royal took him on outings around the city. These invitations were never extended to anyone else.
That's a shame.
Richie's best friend Eli Cash lived with his aunt in a building across the street.
Tell me, he's not gonna grow up to be Owen Wilson. Best friends.
They had agreed to invite their father to the party.
What'd you think, Dad?
Oh,
Didn't seem believable to me.
Good night, everyone.
wow.
Sweetie, don't be mad at me. That's just one man's opinion.
But it's her father's opinion.
He had not been invited to any of their parties since.
Good.
Virtually all memory of the brilliance of the young Tenenbaums had been erased by 2 decades of betrayal, failure, and disaster.
Huh. They peaked when they were kids, huh? 22 years later. Okay. Ben Stiller as Chaz. Okay, I was wrong. I was mistaken. I thought he was Richie. Owen Wilson as Eli Cash. I got one. Luke Wilson as Richie. Tennisbaum. Tennisbaum? Well, because he plays tennis? Okay. Chapter 1.
I've been instructed to refuse any further charges on your room account and to direct you in writing to please vacate the premises
Gotta
by the
go.
end of the month.
Royal had lived in the Lindbergh Palace Hotel for 22 years.
Arrested Development. No.
He was disbarred and briefly imprisoned. No one in his family had spoken to him in 3 years.
Read it back to me so far, Pietro.
I'm in love with Margot.
New paragraph.
What the heck? No, 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 no. Well, it has more in common with Arrested Development than I initially thought a minute ago when I just randomly said it. Yikes.
The recent publication of his 2nd novel
Old Custer.
had earned him a sudden, unexpected literary celebrity.
Why would a review make the point of saying someone's not a genius? Do you think I'm especially not a genius?
That's true. Most people aren't.
You didn't even have to think about it, did you?
May I come in, please?
Hiding the evidence.
You need to eat something. May I make you dinner?
No, thank you.
She was known for her extreme secrecy. For example, none of the Tenenbaums knew she was a smoker, which she had been since the age of 12. nor were they aware of her first marriage and divorce to a recording artist in Jamaica.
What an interesting life she has lived.
Yours, like mine.
Raleigh's next book was on the subject of a condition he called Heinsbergen syndrome.
Named after him?
Done.
Ah, perfect.
Good.
Looks the same to me. This is the Block's version of Joey learning French and Friends.
Colorblindness is a highly acute sense of hearing.
I'm not colorblind, am I?
Are you doing like an emergency drill for your family? How often does he do this? Cause, oh my gosh.
Let's go!
He's gonna stay in
Chaz's wife,
bed.
Rachel was killed in a plane crash the previous summer.
Rachel.
4 minutes, 48 seconds. We're all dead, burned to a crisp.
Over the last 6 months, he had become increasingly concerned with their safety.
We left Buckley.
Doesn't matter.
Oh. Accounting for everything. It's a nice
It would
name.
probably be advantageous for your marital status
Title.
to be legally established as single in light of the circumstances.
What do you mean?
Oh.
I mean for tax purposes.
He wants to date you.
Will you marry me?
He wants to marry you. That's even better. Oh, fake. He was listening.
Let me think about it, Henry.
Kathleen, come on.
Hello, please.
Uh-oh.
Tell Mr. Royal this
He's a
is the pagoda.
spy for Royal.
What'd Ethel say?
She thinks about it.
I don't like the sound of this.
You want her back after all these years? My
Lord
guy.
knows I've had my share of infidelities. But she's still my wife.
Only in name, law, I guess. I don't know. I've been separated for years and years.
What's going on?
We got locked out of our apartment.
I don't understand. Did you pack your bags before you got locked out, or how did you?
It's not safe over there.
Oh, Chaz.
I think I'm gonna sleep in here with you. That way, we can all be together.
No pillow? I could never. What a sweet kid. But he has a pillow.
Severe nausea and dizziness are standard. A certain percentage of patients may also experience seizure.
Ollie says you've been spending 6 hours a day locked in here, watching television and soaking in the tub. Chaz came home.
Everyone's going to, probably.
I think he's been very depressed.
So am I.
So are you what?
Why do you think she's spending 6 hours in the bathtub watching TV?
Hang on.
Is this Christmas time is here?
Taxi!
How much of Arrested Development was inspired by this movie? Any of it?
You don't love me anymore, do you?
I do, kind of.
I do, kind of. That's the kind of passion and enthusiasm you want.
Hello? Hello?
Oh. What?
Hello, beautiful.
I want my family back.
Well, you can't have it. I'm sorry for you, but it's too late.
Baby, I'm dying. I'll be dead in 6 weeks.
What's happening?
He's literally not saying anything.
What'd they say?
Oh.
What's the prognosis?
Take it easy, Ethel. Now, hold on. Baby.
She's
Hold on. Hold on.
more caring than I expected.
Where's the doctor?
No,
Yeah, please go talk to him yourself.
I'm not dying.
What's wrong with you? Are you crazy?
Ethel, baby.
It was not the best
I am
way.
dying.
This is just not the
Are
best
you,
way
aren't you?
to stop her from marrying another man.
Dying? Yeah.
We're all dying.
You told us he was already dead.
Yeah, well, now he's really dying.
Ready?
Not actually related anyway.
True. Dear Mom, I received your message. I'm coming home as soon as possible.
Beautifully filmed.
That night, Etheline found all of her children living together under the same roof for the first time in 17 years.
Maybe they'll all be geniuses again.
He had decided birds should not be kept in cages, fed Mordecai 3 sardines, and set him free.
Oh, does he come back? Chapter 3. Royal gets out of a gypsy cab in front of the Tenenbaum house. The Dalmatian.
You don't look so sick, Dad. Thank you. And I love you more than anything.
Chaz, let me finish here. I've got 6 weeks to set things right with you. Will you give me a chance?
No.
Can I see my grandsons?
Why?
Because I finally want to meet them.
You haven't even met them?
I think we'll pass.
17 years is a long time to not take any interest.
How's Richie?
I don't know. I can't tell.
He wrote me a letter. He says he's in love with you.
What are you talking about?
That's something you probably should have told her.
Yeah, I know I'm not as accomplished as some of the men you've been involved with.
Henry, I have no interest in Franklin Benedict or Doug Cartwright. I never did. And as far as Royal's concerned, he's the most... Henry?
Let me know when you make up your mind.
Henry, wait a second.
Tell him you already know. Come on.
I haven't slept with a man in 18 years.
Aw. They're gonna get married. Royal just has to deal with it. Not the way, Royal. Not the way. Kids, you should be very skeptical of anybody who resembles Lex Luthor this much.
You know who I am? I'm Royal. Have you heard of me? Tell him you want to meet me.
What, we just met?
No, we didn't. Look, I'd like us to have a relationship, but we have to pull some strings to make it happen, you see.
Well, I bet Mom would have wanted us to meet him before he died.
All right. This is interesting. Helen O'Reilly, Tenenbaum. Salt of the earth. It's a nice tombstone.
Oh, that's right. We've got another body buried here, haven't we? Hold on. Take some of these.
It's a nice gesture.
What happened to your finger? Shh. It's okay, I'll tell you. I'm adopted. Did you know that? When I was 14, I went to find my real family.
Oh.
They live in Indiana.
All right, now just set one of them hickory trunks right up top there, Sister Maggie.
Oh, no, 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 no. No!
Try to sew it back on.
Wasn't worth it.
Really? I feel like it might have been worth it, but hey, you do you.
Hell of a damn grave.
9 children
Wish you were
down,
mine.
drowned in the Caspian Sea.
You probably had another good 2 or 3 years of competitive play in you.
Why'd you choke out there that day, Bummer?
Who's he looking at in the friends box, Tex?
That's his sister Margot and her new husband, Raleigh Sinclair. They were just married yesterday, Jim.
Oh, yes.
Whoa, he really is in love with her. Oh my gosh.
You sued me twice, got me disbarred. I don't hold it against you, do I?
And how is it possible for Mr. Tenenbaum to withdraw these funds without your written authorization?
Because I started the corporation when I was a minor, so my father was the primary signatory on most of my accounts. He also stole bonds out of my safety deposit box when I was 14.
You think you could start forgiving me?
Why should I?
Because you're hurting me.
Have you shown any remorse for the hurt you've provided him? A father's not supposed to provide so much betrayal, thievery, and hurt.
I heard about that letter you sent to Eli.
Did you tell Marco about that letter I wrote to you? Why? Did you mention it?
What'd you say?
Hmm?
What? I didn't say anything.
I did find it odd when you said you were in love with her. She's married, you know.
Yeah.
And she's your sister.
That's the weirder part.
Adopted.
Still.
Where am I supposed to go? You're turning me into a damn hobo.
I'd be happy to make a reservation for you at another hotel.
Could you spot me a quarter?
Of course.
Richie? Hi. It's your dad.
I think he's very lonely. What are you suggesting? That he come here and stay in my room. You poor, washed-up papa's boy.
All right, listen, now get out of here.
Please don't get in the middle of this, Mr. Sherman.
Well, he's already up there.
Well, I don't know why I'm surprised.
I guess you can wake him up and throw him out. If Mom says it's okay.
Get out.
Let me just collect my thing.
Oh! Dad!
Call Dr. McClure. Oh.
It flatlined.
His condition is stable. I recommend you push fluids and continue the stomach cancer medication.
Can we move him?
Absolutely not.
The goat is in possession of a parcel containing my will and some instructions for the funeral, including my epitaph for when the time comes. Proofread it for me
I never did stop loving you, by the way. You believe that?
Not really.
I mean, you didn't seem to love her when you were together. Yup. I mean, if someone had to see him eating that cheeseburger.
Looks like you and Dad are back together again, huh?
He's your dad too, Chaz.
Yeah, but you were the favorite.
Well, I don't know what you think you're gonna get out of this. It's not worth it.
Chaz, you're my brother, and I love you. Stop saying that.
Did he not send you that?
Strange.
He always sends me his clippings.
Well, less strange, I guess.
Oh, I think he just likes the encouragement.
Have you met someone else? I don't like the way you're treating Raleigh.
I don't think she asked.
You're two-timing him with that bloodsucker Eli Cash. I believe she's having an affair.
What do you think it might be?
I don't know at the moment.
Oof, complicated.
We say we go down to Little Tokyo and get some fireworks.
What do you need?
Can't raise boys to be scared of life. You gotta brew some recklessness into them.
I think that's terrible advice.
No, you don't.
You do have to let a kid be a kid. I don't know if I would phrase it as recklessness or not, but you can't be scared of life. You should, however, be scared of traffic. Or more specifically, oncoming traffic. I don't think I've commented on it yet, but unsurprisingly, the music is very engaging and enjoyable.
He saved my life, you know.
Pagoda's an interesting character.
He carried me in the hospital on his back.
Who stabbed you?
He did. Yeah, there was a price on my head, and he was a hired assassin.
You stay away from my children. Do you understand?
Are you listening to me?
Yes, I am! I think you're having a nervous breakdown.
He's not
I don't
wrong.
think you recovered from Rachel's death.
We don't always want to listen to truth, especially when it comes from a source that we're not, comfortable with.
I want to thank you for raising our children, by the way.
Wow.
Okay. Lately, I feel like maybe I didn't do such a great job.
But don't do that to yourself. I'm the one that failed. I'm ashamed of myself.
Good.
You got more grit, fire, and guts than any woman I've ever met. How's your love life?
None of your business.
None of your business.
I'd like you to talk to Royal about us, if you don't mind.
I don't think the timing's right for that, Henry.
Well, I agree if I thought he was really gonna die in 6 weeks. But I don't.
Well, I hope you're right. I don't believe I'll join you tonight. I'll call you in the morning.
Is she having second thoughts?
She said that? Got the sucker on the ropes.
Oy.
Are you trying to steal my woman?
She's not really yours to steal, sir.
If you think you can
You
march...
want to talk some jive? I'll talk some jive like you never heard.
Oh, yeah?
Right on! Sit down.
What's going on here?
Nothing.
Oh, yes, get a better look at all of his medicines. Good idea. Is that a Tic Tac? Haven't had a Tic Tac in a long time. I wouldn't mind eating some orange ones right now.
How much is he paying
you?
Not a success. Why?
I'm gonna go.
Best interview ever.
He's on drugs.
You know what stomach cancer looks like? I've seen it. And you don't eat 3 cheeseburgers a day with French fries if you got it. My wife had it. Not only is there no Dr.
the heart rate.
McClure at Kobe General, there is no Kobe General. It closed in 1974.
Don't use a closed hospital. Oh, Chaz. I feel like he's the one who's going to be hurt the most.
I do have high blood pressure, though. Look, I know I'm going to be the bad guy on this one.
Yep.
But I just want to say the last 6 days have been the best 6 days of probably my whole life.
I do believe that.
Immediately after making this statement, Royal realized that it was true.
He said he was doing some good in the midst of his scam, you know?
Oh, Richie, this illness, this closeness to death has had a profound effect on me. I feel like
You were never dying.
Oh, and even your
But I'm gonna
favorite's
live.
turning on you. He tried so hard to paint that silver lining. You gotta really want to see it.
He's not your father.
Neither are you.
She's right. You may have adopted her, but you never became her father.
You
Oh!
That's the last time you put a knife at me. Hear me?
I'm not gonna say he didn't deserve it.
Everyone's against me.
That's your fault, man.
I'm not in love with you anymore.
Good.
I didn't know you ever were.
You're in love with Richie, which is sick and gross.
Do you send my mother your clippings?
Look, he just wanted acceptance from somebody. He wanted to be one of you.
You never gave me the time of day till I started getting good reviews.
Your reviews aren't that good.
But the sales are.
Uh-oh.
Would you like to examine the report?
Oh, no. Oh, we're getting the whole backstory now. First marriage. I didn't even know about this one. Or this one. Or this one. She has had quite the life. She loves making out in public transportation.
She smokes.
Yes.
That's what you got out of that?
Calling some friend, trying to catch some check.
Interesting. He's changing everything now.
Wearing your clothes.
I'm going to kill myself tomorrow.
I hope not. No, 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 no. This took a dark turn. I really love the music, though.
Why'd you try to kill yourself?
Don't press him right now.
Well,
I wrote a suicide note right after I regained consciousness.
that's not the correct.
Can we read it?
What? You nearly killed your poor brother.
What's he talking about?
Doesn't matter.
How long have you been a smoker?
So long.
22 years.
Well, I think you should quit.
I don't know why I liked that moment so much.
Let me look at these fools.
I like this moment too.
I'm afraid visiting hours are over, sir.
Why, what does it say there? They don't want me?
I'm sorry, I have to refer you to Dr. Burroughs. He'll be in tomorrow afternoon.
I mean, I don't blame them for setting this up, but I want him to see his boy.
Daddy.
Richie!
Hope that works out.
Richie!
Get on the bus with him.
Richie!
Hello?
Oh, that's why he always drew her as a kid.
How many stitches did you get?
I don't know. You want to see?
I don't really want to see. Oh my gosh.
Reggie, that looks horrible.
Really does.
I love you.
She knows.
I love you too.
Okay, but you're not brother and sister anymore. Let's be clear.
This is the sleeping bag we took to the museum, isn't it?
Yep. He never moved on.
Why'd you do it? Because of me?
Yeah, but it's not your fault.
It's correct.
She would never say where she came from.
I think we're just gonna have to be secretly in love with each other and leave it at that, Richie.
Might be the best thing.
So you're elevator operators now?
Yeah, just started. I wanted to prove I could pay my dues and whatnot. Margot Tenenbaum?
Yeah.
Well, since when?
Pretty much
Since always. We're not related by blood.
That's true. Still frowned upon.
Yeah.
But then what isn't these days, right? Don't listen to me. I never understood her myself. I never understood any of us. I wish I could tell you what to do, but I just can't.
Might be the best advice he's given all movie.
You still consider me your father?
Sure I do.
I wish I had more to offer in that department.
I know you do, Pop.
It's a wonderfully honest thing to say for once. I think it's wonderful to recognize your faults and what you have to offer and what you don't. Mordecai!
You came back. This bird has much more white feathers on him. I need your help with something else.
You got it. What's the situation?
We want to take you to get some help.
Yay! Are you okay, buddy?
I always wanted to be a Tenenbaum, you know?
Yep.
Me too. I wish you'd done this for me when I was a kid. But you didn't have a drug problem then. Yeah, but it would have meant a lot to me. Anyway, I'm glad you're here now. I'll just grab my stuff.
There he goes. What?
He's making a run for it. No!
Can't somebody be a their whole life and try to repair the damage? I mean, I think people want to hear that.
You can try.
Probably don't even know my middle name.
But there's no guarantee it'll work. I don't think anyone has to give you the time of day. If they choose to, good for them.
You don't have one.
Helen.
That was my mother's name.
You remember she had your mother's...
It's a divorce.
From you?
Yes. Yeah. You just sign here.
Good for you.
Initial here and sign there. I love you, Ethelene. Congratulations, both of you. I didn't think so much of him at first, but now I get it. He's everything that I'm not.
Chapter 8, an invitation to their wedding. Unrelated, did you hear that cat howl a little bit ago? Some cats meow, not Skywalker.
You've been married before?
Yes, I'm a widower.
Oh, yeah.
Something he can relate to.
Forgot. I'm a widower myself.
He knows.
What are you chewing on?
My nicotine inhaler. It's supposed to help me quit.
Oh. Oh boy. Oh boy. Now would be the time to panic.
What was that? Eli just crashed his car into the front of the house.
Oh, he didn't want to be late for the wedding.
Where's my shoe?
Thanks, Dudley.
They're safe.
Dad, they ran over Buckley.
What? Yeah, I think we lost Buckley.
He saved him.
Who?
Dad, he pulled him out of the way. Is everybody okay?
I don't think you get to ask that right now. You get to run. And this is the true story of how Chaz killed Eli. Chaz with the priest on the stairs.
Chaz?
Whoa. Yeah, you can't fight here. It's so peaceful.
Did I hit the dog?
I hope not.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is he dead?
I hope not.
Yeah.
Oh.
I need help.
Yeah.
So do I.
Yeah.
I've always been considered for about as long as I can remember.
'Cause you've been
that's
one.
That's just my style. But I'd really
It's not
feel
a
blue
style.
if I didn't think you were going to forgive me.
I just think you're kind of a son of
Oh.
Well, I really appreciate that. I think he's part mutt. What kind of papers do you have for him?
These aren't structure-bearing elements, Dad.
It doesn't matter. It's still best to file it under force majeure and recoup the deductible.
He knows best. He's an expert on accounting for everything.
Got your new dog for the boys. I just bought him.
That's why he was asking for papers.
Well, thank you. You're welcome. I've had a rough year, Dad.
I know you have, Chazzy.
Chaz's story is my favorite. I don't know why. Why his story? I don't know. It felt like they were posing for a picture.
Ethelene and Henry were married 48 hours later in Judge's chambers. Margot's new play was produced at the Cavendish Theatre. It ran for just under 2 weeks and received mixed reviews.
That makes sense. Oh, but Dad loved it.
Lord, no.
No.
Raleigh and Dudley went on a lecture tour to 11 universities in the promotion of their new book.
Dudley's World. I'd buy that one. Oh.
Royal had a heart attack at the age of 68. Chaz rode with him in the ambulance and was the only witness to his father's death. In his will, he stipulated that his funeral take place at dusk.
Fire!
Died tragically rescuing his family from the wreckage of a destroyed sinking battleship. I was wondering what epitaph he made for himself. There's a little bit of truth to that, sort of, from a certain point of view. I like this a lot. It's a lot of really unique, I think, stories that are being told throughout this movie. Of course, the music was great. The cinematography was more or less what I expected. The cast was great. Everybody did a very good job. It's not surprising. I guess I have two prevailing thoughts as the credits roll here. One, the actions you take very much affect other people, sometimes positively and sometimes negatively. And we saw both very much showcased in Royal Tenenbaums' behavior. His actions and inaction destroyed his family. And I'm not saying he's responsible for every single thing that went wrong in their lives. Of course not. But they were all far worse off having him as a father. And in what was his dying days, probably because of 3 cheeseburgers a day, he realized, hey, I do like my family. And he actually made genuine strides to make their lives better. And I thought that was really cool. I don't think any of his family members necessarily had to accept him and embrace him back into his lives. I mean, especially if he's not showing genuine signs of transformation and actually taking legitimate action steps to show his transformation, so to speak. But, there is great power in forgiving those who've hurt you. And that doesn't mean reconciliation, but that would have been an essential component for their healing, for every single member of their family to actually walk in healing and to move forward. And his actions brought healing to the family, and I'm grateful for that. I thought that was really great. And it, I guess I resonated most with Chaz and his story, and him finally opening up at the end and admitting, like, yo, I've had a rough year, was a really great moment. I really liked that. And I guess on the whole, I enjoyed this movie, and I hope you enjoyed watching it with me. I want to thank my patrons for voting for this one. If you'd like to become a patron, you can do so over at patreon.com/casualnerdreactions, where you can, of course, watch the next 5 weeks worth of movie reactions right now. You can also see the edited versions of those here on YouTube as a channel member if you don't want to leave the YouTube app. In the meantime, I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Good stuff.